You guys are too good. That is, of course, taken from the official Terraria Discord, where, as you might guess, both Loki and Line4 of Relogic made another appearance to leave some more insights into the ongoing development of Terraria. So let's hear what they had to say. Craven begins with a question about the controls for mobile Terraria. Loki, given the control customization last update, will we be able to make our controls go above the area it is designated? I'm curious because it is so limited. Loki's answer: it has to be limited, otherwise you interfere with the rest of the user interface, which creates infinite conflicts and issues. They talked about this a lot in the build-up to Mobile 1.3. They've put a lot of thought into the mobile controls, and any solution they use, while not perfect, is probably going to be the best from among several options. TomTom had a comment about the zoom levels for mobile Terraria. Quite simply, TomTom wrote, "I want more map zoom." To which Loki responded, "It already zooms out pretty darn far." Starlight said to that, "Not for me." And then Loki was back with, "And zoom is a double-edged sword. Balance and performance issues. It will never go further out than PC can, for sure." And let's face it, if it went out any further than that on a mobile device, you probably wouldn't be able to see anything. That's really what the map is for. Conk wrote, "Loki, how frame ratey would water physics be?" That's a new word, frame ratey. But it got an answer. Loki wrote, "Performance is very device dependent, and optimizations, etc. on Mobile 1.4 have not been done yet, so any questions on that front are premature." TomTom was back with, "Didn't Loki say water physics might not happen?" Loki's answer, "I did not say that." And Craven was back with, "Loki, will the device requirements go up significantly?" The answer to that, hopefully not. Again, depends on optimizations, etc. I'm really quite curious. I'd like to hear how performance changes from before the optimizations compared to after the optimizations are done. Is it a big difference? I really have no idea. But moving along, Craven was back with yet another question. Craven writes, "Loki, how small is the mob spawning range for mobile? It's said that it's smaller than PC." The answer: would have to ask DR about spawn ranges. DR, of course, meaning DR Studios, which is the development house responsible for the mobile version of Terraria. And DR Studios really haven't been saying much lately. I'm sure they're hard at work, but they haven't been making much in the way of waves on the news front, unfortunately. At any rate, that was it from Loki. So thanks, Loki. But wait, that's not all, because... And Line4's wrote, "NRLP has questionable tastes in muffins. This I decree." What? Zippy writes, "Now we wait for the NRLP video." Well, here it is. Further commentary on this was, "I haven't watched NRLP videos since the mobile launch. We'll probably be checking them out again when mobile release picks up again." Oh, let me tell you, you're missing out. But I am looking forward to the mobile release picking up again, as you say. That's always a fun time, full of a lot of hype. Taka Tuka writes, "Also, Line4's, do you know why Akram was removed? I think he was pretty cool." Line4's answer, "We disagreed with that assessment. Akram and all of the other console mobile exclusives were not added by us, and we found them out of place." They've talked about this before, but, Relogic isn't a huge studio. But that being said, they've moved over 30 million copies of this game, and I have to suppose it's more important for them now to maintain a brand consistency than it was maybe just a few years ago. At any rate, that stuff doesn't appear to be coming back. Dedicated writes, "Line, is there ever going to be new enemies added in?" The answer: Terraria is pretty much done as far as content is concerned, barring a few minor adjustments. I think that would be fairly unlikely. And Dedicated, if you're on PC, there's always a mod for that, of course, but Other platforms might be out of luck. Hat in Mind writes, what will you guys do when you finish all of the 1.4 releases? The answer, we'll work on something else likely. Yes, please. Some of the Relogic folks have been gushing about a game called Spiritfarer. It just came out recently on Steam, maybe some other platforms. I'm not too familiar with it. It's got a bit of a retro vibe. I don't know if they're interested in Spiritfarer or gives us any insights into maybe a direction they're looking to go in the future. But if you're curious, I guess you could look it up. I'm sure it'll give them some inspiration, even if only in a limited capacity as they go forward. Takatuka was back with, do you know what else you'll be working on other than Terraria? Line 4's answer, it won't be my place to make such an announcement. That would be up to Red and Cenx when they are ready. Fair enough. Dedicated returned with, Line, if you could bring back one thing that was removed, what would it be? I like that question. Line 4's answered it. He wrote, I managed to bring back a lot of stuff in this update, but interesting. What could be returning in the 1.4.1 update? Guess we're gonna have to wait to see. Line 4's also added, I haven't actually had a chance to do a legitimate dedicated playthrough of 1.4. I'm kind of demotivated to do it because I know 1.4.1 is around the corner to finish it off. Well, that's not a problem for me, but then again, I haven't had to work on 30 pages worth of balancing changes and patch notes. And then finally, Nokatsu writes, ever heard the Hollow Knight soundtrack? Line 4's wrote, I don't think I know anything from Hollow Knight, no. I only added this comment because Hollow Knight is really a beautiful and truly memorable game. It's like Terraria in that it's a really wonderful value for money. If it looks like it's your cup of tea, I'd really recommend playing it because it's one of these games that sticks with you. It's wonderful. And of course, if you've been following it, they are working on a follow-up, so I'm looking forward to that too. But we're getting a bit off topic. They did a bit of a head fake this week. It's the third week of the month, and I thought we would have a State of the Game update by now, but no dice. At least we have some more news to look forward to, I suppose. At any rate, until then, take care everyone, and I will see you soon.